Welcome back to the final part of our Python chatbot series. Previously, our chatbot learned to ask, remember, respond, and use if, elif, and else to choose between several replies. Now we will fix 3 practical problems so it can understand natural messages, respond reliably, and continue the conversation. Open a new Google Colab notebook, create a code cell, and type the code shown. Run it using the initial capital version of the feeling word. The condition matches, so the chatbot displays the sympathetic response. Now run it using a different letter case variation. The meaning is unchanged, but Python compares the actual characters. Because the capitalization no longer matches the condition, it follows the else path. Real users will not always copy our capitalization, so the program must treat those variations alike. At the end of the input line, add .lower followed by opening and closing parentheses. .lower is called a method. A method is a ready-made action Python can perform on a value. In this case, the lower method converts the user's text to lowercase before Python stores it. Use the lowercase form in the condition, then test different letter case variations. The lower method normalizes every variation into the same lowercase value before Python checks the condition. But what if the user responds with a complete sentence instead of a single word? Enter the sentence shown on screen. The keyword is present, but the chatbot still follows else. 2 equal signs compare complete values. Our variable contains a sentence, while the condition expects 1 word, so those values are not equal. To solve this, we need to search inside the complete message. Before changing the condition, rename the variable from feeling to message. This is not required by Python. The code would still work. We rename it because it now stores a complete message, and an accurate name makes the code clearer and more professional. Change the input line to message equals input u.lower. Then replace exact equality with in. The keyword in searches for one value inside a larger piece of text. Run the test shown. .lower normalizes the message, in finds the keyword, and the chatbot selects the correct response. We could repeat the if and else block for every emotion, but this creates long, repetitive code that is harder to read, edit, and expand. The practical solution is called a loop. A loop repeats one block instead of making us rewrite the same instructions. Python has different loop types. We will start with the basic one, the for loop. A for loop repeats a block a known number of times, or once for each item in a known collection. To display hello 10 times, a for loop can run the same print line 10 times. Our chatbot will use the second job, going through every feeling inside a list. Clear the practice code, create a new cell, and type the feelings list shown. A list stores related values together. Square brackets contain it, and commas separate its items. Now create another cell and type for word in feelings followed by a colon. On the indented line, type print word. Then run it. The for loop takes one list item at a time and temporarily stores it in Word. Watch the trace. Python selects sad, assigns it to word, and prints it. The flow returns for happy, then returns once more for tired. After the final item, nothing remains, so the loop finishes. Because print word is indented, Python runs it once for every item in the list. Now build the chatbot search one part at a time under the list. First, add the input line and store the user's complete message in message. Then create the default response shown. Add the for loop to move through the feelings list. Inside it, add if word in message. This searches the message for the current feeling. If a word is found, the inner if and elif conditions choose its response. Watch the indentation. The search belongs to the for loop and the response choices belong to the search condition. Break stops the for loop after a match because checking the remaining feelings is unnecessary. Finally, place the print line outside the for loop so the chatbot displays one response after the search finishes. Run the code and enter one message. The chatbot responds once and then the program ends. To continue the conversation, we need another loop, the while loop. A for loop is useful when repetitions are known. It can repeat 10 times or process a known list and then finish. A while loop is conditional. It repeats while a condition is true, so it is useful when we do not know how many repetitions will be needed. We know the feelings in our list, but not how many messages the user will send. So for searches the list, while keeps the conversation alive. Above the input line, type while true followed by a colon. True is a built-in Boolean value. A Boolean has only two values, true or false. Our if and else already use Boolean results. A matching condition becomes true. A non-matching condition becomes false. If handles true and else handles false. Because while true remains true, the conversation repeats. Indent the conversation body under while, and after each response, Python returns to the input line. But while true would repeat forever, so the user needs a way to leave. After the input line, add the goodbye condition and its break exactly as shown. If the message contains bye, the chatbot says goodbye, and break stops the while loop. The program now contains two break statements. The break inside the feeling search exits the nearest for loop after a match. The break inside the goodbye condition exits the nearest while loop and ends the conversation. Now the chatbot repeats when it should and stops when the user asks it to stop. The completed code should look like this. Run the completed code. Test a message with no feeling keyword. The default response appears. Then test the uppercase sentence shown. Python normalizes it, finds the keyword, and chooses the sympathetic response. Try happy, then tired. Each selects its response and waits again. Finally, type bye. The chatbot says goodbye and the while loop stops. Our chatbot works, but it is still very simple. Adding new behavior means writing more and more conditions. In the next series, we will make it cleaner and more flexible. We will organize repeated logic inside functions, including one called getResponse, store keywords and replies in dictionaries instead of long condition chains, and use random choice to select from several possible responses. That will make the chatbot easier to expand and less repetitive. I'll see you in the next series.